we're going to look at Canvas best practice number 6, using modules to organize and distribute content. Modules, or you can think about them instead as binders or folders, are very flexible and provide a consistent place for housing course material. When you think about our students and families coming to Canvas to check up on coursework, once they get to that homepage, they might be a little confused about where to go next. And if multiple teachers have multiple different places, maybe you go to announcements, or maybe you go to assignments, or maybe you go to modules. It is helpful if that one place is modules. And we believe that modules are incredibly flexible to fit whatever your system might be. You can organize them by months, weeks, units, chapters, days, whichever it is that feels right for you and your curriculum. So again, we feel, if you look at this here, modules take us from a lot of separate little learning pieces, right? All separated out. Maybe we've got some pages here, we've got some discussions here, we've got some assignments here, we've got some quizzes here. And they're all separate, and we don't need them to go to all those different places to find the progression that we want them to go toward. And so modules are kind of this lovely alligator all put together in one spot, so they can see all the pieces together, how they fit together in a cohesive unit or period of time. So you also want to keep in mind, really anything can be added to a module, from assignments to quizzes, pages, discussions, and then you can also add external tools directly from modules. So linking out to maybe a Canva assignment, and also external URLs. You can link basically any place on the internet here in modules, and then you can also add text headers to help organize those modules. So here's a few examples for elementary modules, perhaps a unit around a book and learning about zoos, or even promoting mastery, right? By setting up different levels of quizzes here for addition and subtraction, or even organizing your sight words for the quarter. In the Wakelet of resources, I have that image, but I also have a collection of elementary modules. In this example, sorry it's a little blurry, this is done by week. And so you have morning week work, perhaps with a link to a shared Google Doc that they're adding to all week long. Reading, there's nothing necessarily online for reading, but then there's a writing project that they're working on. And so they have an assignment for each piece of their memoir that they're turning in. They utilize the text headers just to indicate what they're working on. For Words Their Way, Wednesday, this is where you should go. Same for math. And then science and social studies, they have a few links for their class. And then secondary modules, here's an example of just keeping a consistent layout too. So it has a weekly agenda, a supplemental video lesson, along with an exit slip every day and a homework every day. So it's a consistent pattern that students will get used to and understand how to use. In this example of a secondary module, again, there's a consistent layout of content with a variety of things from pages to discussions to assignments, and then links and resources that are helpful for students. So let's take a look at how we can set up modules and really the other advantages of using them. So certainly they're flexible enough to where even if you have a weekly agenda for the week or schedule for the week. And you can make your module be October and then just house all those agendas under there and perhaps link out to assignments. So it can be as simple as that, or it can be more complex. So let's take a look at this example. You can set up different prerequisites. So you do that by clicking on the three dots at the top of the module, and you can click Edit. And it allows you to do several different things. First of all, you can lock it until a certain time. So if you don't want students to be able to begin working on that module till Monday, and it's Friday perhaps when you're setting it up, you can click Lock Until, and then you can set a date and time for it to unlock. You can also add prerequisites. So perhaps you're on Unit 1, but they first need to have completed Unit 0, and you can add as many of those as you'd like. So if I added another one, I would be able to select the module that I want to add as a prerequisite. Additionally, within the module, you can set different requirements. You can say students must complete all of these, or they can just need to complete one of these. You can require that they move through the items in sequential order. And so you can set your pages. So this is a page 1-1 dashboard, and I'm requiring that the students view the item. But you can also say that they need to mark it as done, which will be a little checkbox at the bottom of the page that they need to mark as done, or they might even need to contribute to the page. And then down here, I have this mastery check, which is an assignment, and I say they have to submit the assignment. I believe this is also set up as a quiz, in which case I can also say they need to score at least, and then they cannot move on until they have scored the minimum score, let's say 7 out of 10. And then I would save that. And then if we go to student view, so you can see I have a resources page or module at the very top of the page just to give some guides, right? How do you here's your progress tracker for the course. Here's a document about how to do a screenshot, because that's something they'll need to do in the course. And you can see from student view, because I have these checked off, this student has done all of these items. So now there is a green check mark for that student. This one was a may do, so that's not so much required. And then other things will unlock, right? So now this student has done this and this and this, but you can see there's this open circle here, meaning that student has not yet completed that mastery check. So then you can see that Unit 2 is still locked for this student because the student needs to complete the mastery check first, and then Unit 2 will open up for them. I'm going to leave student view for now. So you can see that really helps students be able to move ahead when they're able, but making sure that there's kind of guardrails in place where they don't move ahead until they are truly ready, and you can set that up for them. Additionally, you'll notice up here there's this view progress option. I'm going to go over to the help article for Canvas on that. So if you set up those prerequisites and requirements in modules, you can see student progress in a course. So when you click on that view progress option, so first of all, you make sure that you have set up the different requirements. Then you can select the student, and you can see exactly where they're at in terms of the module. So this one is in progress, this one is locked, this one is complete. So you might talk to this student, Emily, about perhaps you should make sure you complete that Bill of Rights module before moving on to the Declaration of Independence. Let's talk a little bit more about why modules are beneficial. When you are working as a student, so I'm just going to go in as the student into the introductory module. So I'm the student. I can see this progress tracker link. This will help them make their own copy. I'm going to click next, right? When you're in a module, this next option will appear to guide them through the content. So if I click next, it will take me to the next step in the process. And when I scroll down here, now I have a previous option to go back to the previous page, but I also have a next option. So I'll go ahead and click next. And when you have module requirements and prerequisites set up, that next will be grayed out if they haven't unlocked the next level. I don't have any prerequisites for this one, so I still see the next, which will take me technically to the next module. If I wanted to be a little bit more, clear about where they should stop, I could perhaps create a page in Canvas that has a stop sign on it, and I can always have that as the last page of my module to say stop, make sure you check in with the teacher before moving forward. So this guidance down here is very helpful while within modules. Finally, let's look about how you can create a module. So you can click on the plus module button in the upper corner and then give it a name. Again, I can right away set up that, I don't want this to be available until Tuesday. And I could set a time if I wanted. I can click Add Module. Now it's automatically going to link to the be sent to the bottom of the module page. So here it is. And now I can begin to add things by just clicking on the plus button. So let's say I want to start off with a link to maybe a Google slide or Google Doc that has the information. I can choose external tool, and I could choose Google Drive and select that document that I need. Or perhaps I want to start with a text header that says Monday. I can also click on Windows and the period key to have an emoji added on there. So maybe on Mondays we have a star to indicate that it's Monday and help students kind of track with the eye there. So now I have that added. And again, I can just choose from this drop-down menu what I'd like to add. As you can see, assignments, quizzes, a file, a page, discussion, text header, external URL, external tool. So let's say assignment. If I select assignment, I have all the assignments that I've already created in this course available to me. So let's say it's this one, and I want to add it, and then maybe just again to help guide students in the eye, I'll click Add Item, and now it's arrived and shown up there. And do you want to be mindful of publishing, right? This one is published, but I'll want to publish this text header so that students can see it. Or, if you can also think about leaving little notes for yourself in these text headers to help guide you for upcoming units. All right, but let's say I forgot to, I want to add a discussion, but I haven't created it yet, let's say. So if I click discussion, I have some options here, but I can also just say create topic. And I can call it sample topic, whatever I want. I'm going to indent it, okay. And then I can always go back and click on this, and it's already created for me, and I just need to go in and add the details. So you can add to modules as the whole or go piece by piece. Again, making sure that I publish. And then the final thing I want to point out to you is that you can link directly to these modules from your home page. You've already limited the navigation for students so that they're not accidentally going to announcements and other places. They're hopefully aware they can just go directly to modules. But if you wanted, you can have this Learning Modules button go, and actually this is from another time, so I'm going to edit this page. And you have two options, and I'll show you both here. So let's say on this button, I'm going to remove the link for now. I'm going to press the link icon. I'm going to do a course link. And in this case, this Learning Modules one, I'm just going to link them to the modules page. So I'm going to go to course navigation, and I'm going to select modules. And that's going to take them to the entire modules page. And if you do that, you'll just want to be mindful of keeping that page clean, maybe keeping that current module at the top of the page, unpublishing modules that are no longer needed, where you can still have access, but students don't have to have an overwhelming page that's going to take a really long time to load as the year goes on. Or the other thing you can do here is current module. So you have two options here as well. You can go to course links, and you could, if you know, especially if you have younger learners and you know that they're going somewhere very specific, let's say the first page of the module, you want to link them directly to that first page of the module. So let's say they're going to start with this brain boost. So you're going to take them to that first page of the module so that it's immediately started. So you could link them there to the very first page to get going, or whatever it is that is the first thing in that module. But perhaps if you're working on it longer term, they're not always going to want to go to that first page because they will have already finished it. So you can link them directly to a particular module. So you can click on click on modules, and let's say they're currently working on this January 25th through 29th. You can click that, and that will link them directly to, that'll open up the modules page, and it will take them to the module that you're currently working on. Thanks for listening.